Hey, this is Sasha, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Stocks, where I share with you some insight about trading, investing on the stock market from my own past successes and screw-ups. So today, what we're going to do is take a look at our morning ritual and give you some 8 key ideas to creating a morning ritual for starting out your day. So if you're a stock trader, this should give you some insight to creating your own. I'm not going to do it for you, but it's about giving you some things to think about when creating those things. And it goes along the lines of the upcoming book that we have coming out called Mindsets of a Master Trader. Now, with that book coming out, be sure to get on the newsletter list because we will have some goodies, specials with it, or some announcements that'll come out when it's released. So once it's out and about, you'll be able to get it. And the best way to get notified is to get on the newsletter list. So visit tradersfly.com and get on the newsletter list when you scroll down below. Or of course, you could click a link down below in the description of this video if you're watching it on YouTube. So to get things started, it's always important to kind of have a routine. But when you think about a routine, it's kind of repetitive. So we look at a ritual even higher and bigger than a routine. So kind of like starting out your day with a good breakfast. The same thing here is putting all these things in gears and motions, just like warming up a car, is important so that way you have a nice flow throughout your day. Now, I'm going to give you some things to think about. So if we go ahead and take a look over here, and we look at these 8 key ideas for creating a morning ritual for stock traders, I'll give you some key points to think about. And of course, you could go ahead and plan out your day and morning as you see fit of what's best for you. So one of the first things that you may want to think about is appreciation and gratitude. So it's important that you appreciate with where you're at right now, because if you're unhappy with where you're at right now, and it may be a horrible situation, that might be why you're trying to trade. If you have a lot of negative energy of where you're at right now, you're going to rub that negativity into trading because you're going to keep trying to, hey, I got to make it back. Hey, I got to make that trade back. I got to make that money back. You're going to be greedy about it, and it'll start sucking the life out of you. So be appreciative of where you're at, because if you have a nice foundation, a nice base to where you're at, you'll be more clear-minded to putting on trades, executing trades, taking profits into strength. Otherwise, if you're not grateful for where you're at, you're going to try to hold trades a lot longer than you should. You'll be greedy about it, and more than likely they'll reverse on you. So that's why it's important to appreciate with where you're at and be grateful. Now, whether you spend a few minutes thinking about this throughout the day, the morning, writing it down in your journal, that's totally up to you. But think about how to incorporate this even for a few minutes before you start getting in at that trading desk and start putting on and executing trades. Idea number 2 for you would be mirror work or positive self-talk, which goes along the lines of what we just talked about, but it's really about making sure that you are more positive towards the energy that you have. Hey, it's not about saying, hey, today I'm going to make $50,000 or today I'm going to make $1,000. It's really about saying, hey, these are the things that I'm good at. These are the things that I'm going to work on. These are the things that I can improve on. So it's about lifting your spirits emotionally so that way you can, again, be more clear-minded. In trading, it's hugely a mental business and a mental game. And if you don't have that clear mind, if you're always negative, if you don't have that positiveness in you, that energy inside of you to drive you to make the right decisions, and you're doubting yourself and you're second guessing yourself, a lot of that comes from that negativity. Now, there's nothing wrong with doubt, but if you have all these negative things coming at you that create the doubt, there's something wrong with that. So that's why sometimes the mirror work, talking in front of the mirror to yourself, can help alleviate that. And again, you don't have to spend an hour with it, but a couple minutes could go ahead and lift your spirits and be a little more positive for you throughout that day. Idea number 3, visualize the why and where. So where are you now? Where do you want to go? And why are you doing this? Why are you trading? Are you doing this because, hey, you want to be in a better place later on? You want to help support your family. Hey, you want to go ahead and evolve to what level? Visualize why are you doing this? Because if you have no purpose behind it, well, then what's the point of doing it? In that case, go enjoy yourself by the beach, relax, do something that you enjoy, because that's the why. You're enjoying something. So if you're doing something and you're still struggling, because if you're a new trader, you might be struggling, you have to understand where the struggle is, why you're struggling, for what reason, for what purpose. Is it for your kids? Is it for your kids' education? Is it for you personally because you have medical expenses, so that way you could live a longer life? Whatever the case is, understand the why and the where. Where do you want to be, and where why are you doing this? So that might be another kind of benefit to, again, that mental spirits, an idea, a concept for you to incorporate. Idea number 4 is to set a daily objective. What's your goal for today? And I'm not talking about in trading, a lot of day traders, they'll talk to you about, hey, let's set a $400 goal limit. It's not about that, because that's not something you can totally control. Those things are nice in the sense of it's external goals, but on an internal goal level, let's say you're scared of trading. Let's say you don't want to trade at all and you're scared to put on your first trade. Well, in that case, your daily objective might be to trade 1 share every day for the next 5 days. That might be a daily objective, and you can control that. It could be that, hey, your daily objective is to go ahead and follow your rules and plan for every trade, or to make sure you have a plan before you enter every single trade. That is something you can control. You can't control the amount of stock moves, not unless you totally have a boatload of money that you're actually personally moving the stock. But in general, you can control the internal things. Hey, do you have a plan for every trade? Hey, that's your daily objective, might be to set a plan for every single trade, to follow that plan. It might be that, hey, you go on and actually make sure that you're taking a positive balance throughout the day, that you're not just at the computer screens all the time. It might be reducing your watch time or analyzing the stock a lot less than spending 2 hours on trying to pick and figure out a stock, because some people overanalyze things. So figure out what your daily objective is. For some people, you could say, hey, this is my weekly objective or monthly objective. But again, the concept is still the same. Idea number 5, work on your physical health. When you have good physical health, there's those endorphins, a lot of positive energy that comes out. It also helps the mental health and other parts of your health. So working a bit on your physical health, including stretching, including some physical exercise, some cardio, that can help boost a lot of other things in and around your life. So work on it, find some time. Idea number 6, work on your mental health. Now, mental health, I'm not talking about just the psychiatric part of it. I'm also talking about exercising your mind. So whether that's playing brain exercises or activities, like it could be like chess, a card game, it could be reading, evolve your brain, right? Just like you exercise your body, it could be exercising your heart, you might be running, but mental health is also just as important. Hey, let me make sure my brain is working quickly. My brain is reacting quickly. And part of that has to do with diet, nutrition, the physical part of things as well, to get your brain to working and operating very efficiently. But a lot of it also has to do with exercising your brain, and not everybody exercises their brain. So find an activity, whether it's reading 10, 20 minutes a day before you even start your day, something more financial. It could be a game, working with someone, one another. It could be just being more creative. So working on that mental part can help, again, boost your daily productivity, boost your daily positive emotions, and just set you up for success if you have it at the beginning of the day. Okay, let's take a look at idea number 7, and that's thinking about balance. Okay, if you are a trainer and you're training people to lose weight for 5 hours a day, right? It could be 3 hours in the morning, you take a lunch break and another 3 hours. When you get home, you're not going to recharge yourself by exercising further or more. Instead, what you're going to probably do is veg out, relax. You could be reading, but something opposite that's physical. Now, if you have a mental business, just like here in trading, you might need to do something opposite to balance yourself out. So a mental business might need something spiritual or emotional or physical in order to balance things out. But you're not going to balance things out in a mental business by doing more study and more homework. So you need something physical, could be emotional, it could be you going out for a run, doing some stretching, doing some yoga, but something different than the mindset. So remember, it's always something opposite. You have the physical part, you have the emotional part, you have the spiritual part, and all those things. Do something that's opposite, and that'll help create some balance in your life. You just can't keep drilling the same thing over and over again. So spend some time with your family, your friends. That'll get you away from thinking too much and overexerting your mind or brain. And idea number 8 is give some positive love. So reach back out and send those vibes back. I like doing this through video. A lot of people wonder, why do I make videos? It's because, hey, it allows me to reconnect, reach back out, gets my brain kind of pushing some energy waves away from me, rather than a lot of times I'm absorbing energy, trying to figure things out myself, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. But this way now I'm taking things out and pushing it back on you. Hopefully it's with a lot of love, a lot of insight. You're getting a lot of benefits out of it, and it gets me to clear my mind. So for you, find what works for you. It could be, talking to a friend. It could be going to play a sports basketball game, which now you're doing something physical and getting away from the mental. So again, recharging, and that way you're interacting with people, but something to balance, recharge, and give some positive love. So find yourself to balancing these things out. Now, you might be wondering, well, how long should I be doing this or putting these ideas into play throughout my day? Well, you could just spend 5 minutes on each one of these in the morning, and then you have kind of a nice balance to getting started in the day. So whether you're exercising, you could just do 5 minutes of cardio, 5 minutes of jump rope. You could do 20 minutes of cardio if that's a little more important for you. So find where these things work. For you, if you want to go ahead and learn a lot more and get your brain working a little more for this month, if that's your ideal goal and focus, then you might want to concentrate on that a little bit more and spend 10, 20 minutes. But for some people, the morning routine could take, 45 minutes to an hour and a half to get some of these things going. Other people, it could take 2 to 3 hours. I find eventually you kind of figure out what's the sweet spot for you depending on when you wake up. So let's say you wake up at 5 a.m. Sometimes for me, it's 4:30 in the morning, 5 a.m. I might do 10, 15 minutes of yoga. Nothing long and extreme. I might do a little bit of reading. I might check in on my team. Again, connecting with my team, talking with my team. So that gives me a little more personal interaction time. But again, for everybody, it's different. Find your balance, create kind of a schedule, and think about incorporating some of these things. You don't have to do it all right away. Start incorporating one idea, then maybe a second idea, then maybe a third idea. And eventually you'll find and tweak a morning ritual that works for you. So that way you have a nice start to your trading day, a nice start to your overall day, remembering on the bigger picture of why you're doing this. So thanks again for joining me. I hope you found this video helpful, insightful, learned something, and maybe you'll take some action to creating a morning ritual that works for you. Don't forget to get on the newsletter list so that way you get notified when my new book is coming out, either going to our website at tradersfly.com or of course clicking a link in the description below. And that way you get some more insight about evolving as a master trader. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you next time.